Hello. So today we're going to talk about how to maintain female desire in long-term relationships, a primer for men. There are cases in which the woman is the one that is sexually neglected in the marriage, having less sex than she wants or low quality of sex than she wants. And that was the case in my relationship. But what's more common, or in my marriage, that was the case. But what is more common is that it's the man who is not having as much sex as he wants. And I'm here to explain to you why this happens and what you can do about it. Because when it comes to sex, a man's sex drive is much higher than a woman's because he has testosterone. That's the main reason. And a woman is also more likely to get bored. And as the author of The Dead Bedroom Fix said, and I hope you checked out the interview I did with him recently, is, when a woman first meets someone, her sex drive is pretty high for the guy. And after a few years, the dial gets turned down and work and stress. And then kids come along and the dial gets turned down to a 5. Add 10 more years to marriage, the dial is turned down to a 1. But the guy is still just as horny. So guys, if you want to keep your sex life alive, you have your work cut out for you. But the good news is, it's just the things that you did when you first met her. You looked good, you were fit, you were excited about your life, you were up to things, you were an exciting person, and presumably other women were attracted to you. So those are kind of the same things that you have to keep doing because, but let me go into this article. Now, don't come after me because I'm not God. I didn't design women this way. I'm not teaching women to withhold sex from you. I want women to have sex with you, so I'm here to explain it. Again, guys, I want women to have sex with you in your marriage. And when they don't want to, they often don't know why, so I'm here to explain it. I'm here to help you. And I'm here to help the ladies too who are like, what happened to my sex drive? So here's a blog post I have on my website, thetreasurewithincoaching.com. I'll link it in the description. But I'm going to go ahead and read this for you, for those of you who don't want to go read it. And I think I nailed it pretty much because I've been thinking about this for many, many years. So I took all of my knowledge, all of my reading, all of my personal life experience as having been married, as having been a mom, working with men, coaching, reading books on relationships, taking couples therapy courses, and I distilled it all into this very short post, which I also put on my LinkedIn. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. Sadly, many men are involuntarily celibate in their own marriages. They often are at a loss about what happened to their sex life. The wife is completely oblivious to his need for sex, for she lost her desire. There are also women who are unhappy with a sexless marriage, but this post is for the men. The husband has a few ways of dealing with his sexless marriage. If there are others I left out, please let me know. And here are the ways. Resentfully putting up with it. Beg her for sex by reasoning with her. Manipulate her for sex by doing chores or other favors. Accept duty sex, pity sex, or starfish sex, where she just lays there, or she says, hurry up, are you done yet? Hire a sex worker. Turn to porn. Force himself on her, RAPE. Suggest that they go to couples therapy, but she won't go. Suppress his feelings about it. Let's talk about his feelings. Naturally, the husband feels frustrated, helpless, angry, sad, rejected, and confused. Did I mention resentful, hurt, and unloved? He often still loves his wife. He misses the closeness, playfulness, and his own sexual expression. Sexless marriages feel lonely, emotionally painful, and infuriating. Maybe you feel helpless and don't know what to do. Unless your wife is ill or a new mom, a couple will enjoy each other sexually as part of their relationship. I keep talking now about feelings because I think that sadly men don't allow themselves to have feelings about this situation. His attempts to improve the sexual aspect of his relationship are met with cold silence or arguments, or even promises to give him more sex. But she just doesn't get turned on anymore. Here are some ideas to help you figure out what could be causing her lost interest. Women have more requirements for arousal than men do, since we don't have testosterone. You guys have testosterone. You cheat, you cheat, you cheat. You don't need anything because you have testosterone. That's why you cheat. These requirements go beyond hormones, and that's why nobody has ever invented a female Viagra, and they never will. Male arousal. Men are easily aroused. It just takes a photo of a naked woman, a bouncing ponytail, or a lady at the office in a nice skirt. I'm going to add your wife walking out of the shower naked. That's all it takes. A man may want to bang a 10, but he will bang a 4. Rail and bail, pump and dump is not out of the ordinary. He has that need to release, and he isn't that picky. This ends our section on male arousal. The rest of this blog post is about the complex, mysterious female arousal. Women are more selective with mating. Women are selective, and I am not speaking of height, money, or six-pack abs. It is much deeper than that. For example, studies have shown that women are attracted to the scent samples of men whose DNA differs most from theirs. Except when pregnant, they prefer scents of men whose DNA is more similar to theirs. That's just one example of the deeper underlying requirements that women have to mate. Women must feel safe and relaxed to feel pleasure. Our amygdala is between our clitoris and the pleasure center of our brain, so any interruptions or distractions or worries on the way to orgasm will eliminate the orgasm entirely. Our amygdala must shut off to have an orgasm, something not required for men. Women stressed with the demands of daily life do not want sex. That's why I recommend husbands take their wives away for a weekend, away from the kids, so her busy brain can unwind and she can feel her pleasure. Women's brains are more active naturally than men's brains. We actually have smaller brains than men, but we have more connections between both sides. So we have a more diffused awareness constantly, scanning for more things and aware of more things, whereas men are more likely to be able to focus. Okay, another reason, you're bad in bed. Sorry. Hate to tell you this. Are you good in bed? That may have been irrelevant when it was all new and she was excited about you, but now it does matter. When she first met you, her attraction to you overcame the bad sex. This was my experience in my marriage of 25 years. But after a few years, I resorted to duty sex, and I started needing lube. So guys, it's not that the woman is necessarily going to say no. She may do it as a favor, but she no longer desires you, and that's the point I'm trying to get at. If you want your woman to desire you. Okay, let's continue with your bed in bed. Are you too quick, gropey, or rough? Many men copy the porn style of sex. Quick, rough, performance-oriented, and go right for the orgasm. This is the opposite of what women need and want. In bed, she needs a man who is patient and unhurried, so she can relax and find her pleasure. Do you understand female anatomy? Did you know the clitoris is 4 inches long? Wide, several inches wide, and internal. The glans of the clitoris, the little button, is the only external part of our clitoris. Are you ignoring her 4 inches of erectile tissue, her sensitive cervix and internal erectile tissues, and going straight for the very sensitive glands? That's really a turnoff, guys. It's gropey. Are you boring in bed? Are you doing it the same way every time? That works for men, but not for women. It is a well-known fact that women get easily bored in bed. The reason she isn't telling you all this is she doesn't know that's true. She just knows she doesn't want sex with you. She may even have shut down her libido entirely just to have it awaken when a new interesting man comes along. The good news is, you can be an interesting man. Next point, new relationship energy wore off, her low baseline libido is now obvious. Some women have a low libido either because they have sexual shame or they were sexually abused as children. These women will want a lot of sex in a new relationship because they're turned on by the new man, you. After a few years, when the newness wears off, she's back to her baseline desire. Does your wife masturbate? She may still have a sex drive, but just not for you. I recommend men ask a new partner how often she masturbates before she met him. This lets you know her baseline desire, which is where she will return in your long-term relationship. I should say, unless she is stressed or has kids. Men use sex to relax. Women need to be relaxed to want sex, okay? So you have a woman who's working a lot and really stressed and tired and has kids. She's not going to want any sex, guys. That's why I believe in women working part-time. Okay, next point. The pill interferes with her natural selection signals. The pill artificially keeps female estrogen low, interfering with her natural selection process. Women on the pill choose men based on love, not sexual attraction. Research from as far back as 2008 shows that women on the pill select for less masculine men, more feminine men. After going off the pill, women suddenly find the scent and even the touch of their husbands repulsive. All right, so make sure your woman that you're dating is not on the pill if you can. It is best to use non-hormonal birth control. I used the pill briefly in college. When I met my husband, I was using a diaphragm. We used natural family planning to prevent and plan pregnancies during our marriage. It worked, and it made me feel more connected to my body. All right, another reason your woman doesn't want sex. You stop courting her. Do you only touch her when you want sex and ignore her the rest of the time? Have you stopped holding her hand, asking her on dates, planning dates, or telling her she is beautiful? Being good in bed starts in the morning or the day before. A woman needs to have her arousal fire lit, starting the day before, in the morning, by touch, eye gazing, flirting words of appreciation. Tell her she's beautiful. Grab her ass as you walk by. Tell her, look her up and down. Just be flirtatious. Make her feel desired. This isn't about fairness, guys. This is about biology and what works. If she has to plan all the events for going out on a date with you, it's not sexy and it's not arousing. She'll just be resentful that you'll be expecting sex later after she did all the planning. From Vagina by Naomi Wolf, here's a quote. Bring home a rose, make the restaurant reservation, tidy the bedroom, light the candle. Now, I don't want to hear any complaints, guys. This is not a place for victims. This is a place for men who want to learn. So if you want to be a victim, find another channel. Okay, another reason she doesn't want sex. She's mad at you. Or if you want to be a victim, complain to God. Don't complain to me, okay? I'm just explaining things to you. How a woman feels about you and the relationship matters. Is she angry about the kitchen remodel disagreement or how you're parenting the kids? Is she mad because you avoid important discussions or ignore her? Women don't want sex with men they're angry with. Take the lead and deal with unresolved issues. Okay, another point. This is what I hear a lot from my male clients. Her mental or physical health is impaired. How a woman feels impacts her libido. If she's anxious, depressed, feeling ugly from gaining weight, or recovering, or undergoing surgery or major illness, she will not be in the mood for sex. Perhaps she is taking medications for her anxiety or depression, which to me is a bad idea for most people. I think therapy is the way to go. Get someone experienced in hypnotherapy or somatic therapy in inner child healing. Some women will blame their lower libido on menopause. Menopause itself does not lead to low libido in healthy women. Ayurveda has more information on that. I read an article a while back that the adrenal glands in overworked women are exhausted and do not produce testosterone anymore. So menopause brings to light the imbalance that was there all along. It is not good for women to compete in the workplace. Competition is good for men. Cooperation is better for women. That's my opinion. I am 61. I have a healthy libido. I do not use lube for intercourse, and I don't take any hormones. I have always kept my life low stress. Just one data point I know, but letting you know that it is possible. Menopause is not a death sentence to a woman's sex drive. Another factor, she doesn't want sex anymore in her marriage. She's overworked, stressed, or tired from young children. Tired, stressed women are not in the mood for sex. For young moms, this lower libido is temporary and understandable. Her lower libido could be nature's way of ensuring sufficient spacing between offspring. New fathers, as a result of breathing the scent of baby scalp, have lower testosterone. Nature works beautifully. As a young mom, I did not want sex because I was tired and I was touched out from nursing and caring for babies and toddlers all day. That only lasted a couple years. I recommend going for regular date nights or weekends away. Get grandparents to watch the kids. You have to get mom away from the kids, okay? And if she values her relationship with her man, she is going to make time to get away from the kids once they're not nursing anymore and there's a reliable caregiver, of course. Now, and here's a big major reason. This is what the Dead Bedroom Fix is all about. Nice guys, also known as people pleasers, repulse women, or I call them the friend-zoned husband. These are needy guys. Now, there's a difference between having needs and being needy, okay? Neediness is when someone doesn't take responsibility for themselves, they don't have boundaries, and they look to the woman for constant approval, emotional validation, and so you're like a child, and it's needy, and it's taking, and you're not an autonomous man that she can look to desire. You're a needy child. It's different from having needs, okay? Women must feel attracted to a man. Love does not cause attraction. Love does not cause desire. Love does not cause arousal. Your wife may love you while having zero desire to fuck you or even be touched by you. You're a good friend. You're friend-zoned. Many married men make the mistake of being a people pleaser, which is very repulsive for women. They do people-pleasing things to get sex. These men beg for sex, manipulate for sex by doing chores. Aren't I a good boy, Mommy? I did my chores. Will you give me sex? You do chores because you're a fucking adult. Let themselves go by being boring or getting fat. While a man may want sex with a woman who's boring or gets fat, these things shut down a woman's desire. The good news is that all the things that make you a better man are the things that make your woman attracted to you. If you get to the point where other women are attracted to you, your wife will notice, and she will be attracted to you also. If you start working out, become interesting, and get a backbone, and she still isn't interested in sex, I recommend therapy. If she won't go, go by yourself. You may decide, as I did, that divorce is the only option. And you are talking here to a woman, I left my marriage because of the bad sex. So I am all for it. Now here's some books I recommend. The Dead Bedroom Fix, Real Sex, Vagina, and Women's Anatomy of Arousal. So again, don't come after me. I'm just explaining how things work for the majority of women in long-term relationships. And if you have anything to add based on your own experience, other tips for men to keep the romance going, to keep the sexual fire stoked, to have the woman want to have sex with him rather than just give him pity sex or no sex at all, please drop it in the comments, and thank you so much for watching my video.